Any of you have problem of finding the x-intercept, correct? Okay, so that is the purpose of me setting this question. Okay, so for part A, if I want to find the x-intercept, I have to put fx equal to 0, which means e to the power of 2x minus 4 e to the power x minus 5 equal to 0. Okay, we know that for exponential, I cannot change it to log if there is more than one terms on the left or on the right, correct? So there are 3 terms, so I cannot use that method anymore. So that is the first thing. Okay, second thing, you see what is the difference between the power? The first one, the power is 2x. The other one, the power is x. So whenever I see this, I straight away think of one of the indices rule, that is a to the power n times m, correct? Or I can write it the other way around if I want to. Am I right? So I'm going to do this, rewrite this as e to the power x, then square. Take away 4, e to the power x minus 5 equal to 0. So now we have to take notes. I will not be able to know x until and unless I know the value of e to the power of x. So now I have to find the value of e to the power x first. So in maths, if you want to find the value of something which is very complex, we can let k be e to the power x. So it won't look complicated to you now. If you write, replace e to the power x with k. So this is a skill that you and me must know. So now, since in your SAT 1 you cannot use calculator, every one of us must know simple factorization, correct? Am I right? Okay. So I have 2 answers, which is k equal to -1 and k equal to 5. What is k? I'm not interested in k. I'm interested in x, correct? So now I replace my k with x. That is, k is e to the power x equal to -1. Okay, what must I write below here? Thank you. No solution. Why? Because it's impossible for e to the power anything be negative. Am I right? So there's no solution for this. So you please don't write this, please. If you write this, it shows that you don't know what is e to the power x. Are you clear? Okay. And please refrain yourself from using calculator because the question asks for exact value. And simple factorization, you must know. SAT 1, no calculator. Please, simple factorization. I allow you to use calculator because I want to teach you the concept of the limit. Want to make you imagine. Do you get me? That will be in SAT 3. 2. Okay, so e to the power x is equal to 5. Now, left-hand side is one single exponential term. Right-hand side is a single number. So I can change it to ln. So therefore, the x-intercept is ln 5. Please write your x-intercept and y-intercept properly. Okay. So if I want to find y-intercept, I will say f. I write down. I substitute the x with 0. So e to the power 0 minus 4e to the power 0 minus 5. Okay, Grace, what is the value of e to the power 0? 1. Take away 4 times 1 minus 5. So you have to know e to the power 0 is 1. Because your SAT 1, you cannot use calculator. So these are some true facts about exponential that you must remember. Four e to the power 0. So 4e to the power 0 is 4 times 1. I substitute my x with 0. Okay, so this will be negative 8. So therefore, the y-intercept is negative 8. Okay? Got it? Okay, let's move to find the equation of the horizontal asymptote. So every time when a question says find the equation of horizontal asymptote, I definitely need to do this study. Okay, so I have to do 2 directions. This is the axis. You have to study what happened in this positive direction and in this negative direction. So this is tends toward positive infinity. This tends toward negative infinity. That is the clue of finding the equation of a horizontal asymptote. Anyone got it? Anyone got the answer for the horizontal asymptote?
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Yeah, who is the one? Y equal to what?
Y equals to negative 9.
Y equal to negative what? Negative 5.
9.
Yeah. Okay. But how you do it? Let's do it now. Okay. You want to go positive first or negative first? Positive first, We positive person, okay? So as x tends toward infinity. So we have 3 terms here. Our function is y equal to e to the power 2x minus e to the 4e to the power x minus 5. So we study term by term. E to the power of 2x will tends toward yes, young man.
Positive.
Positive. Positive tends toward what? Infinity. How about 4e to the power x? Will also tends toward infinity, correct? So now how are we going to imagine? Any big number in maths, we say infinity. So in your mind, you have to imagine this is the first infinity. This is the second infinity. You think which infinity is bigger? For the first one is e to the power of x squared. So to me, I will imagine as infinity squared. So infinity and infinity square, which one is bigger? Infinity square. So you see, everything we put as infinity, but you have to look at the terms given to you. So therefore, e to the power of 2x minus 4 times e to the power of x minus 5. That is your y. Will tends toward what? So you imagine like that. Infinity square minus 4 times infinity minus 5. What do you think? Infinity. Yes, you are right. So infinity. So it go like that here. Right? So there is no boundary. So there is no horizontal asymptote on the right side. Correct? So now let's study another direction, the negative direction. As x tends toward negative infinity, what happened to e to the power of 2x? Well, tends toward what? 0. Okay? And how about 4e to the power of 2x? Well, tends toward what? 4e to the power of x, sorry. Well, also tends towards 0, correct? But it's greater than 0, correct? So now, which value is bigger? Which value is bigger? 4e to the power of x or e to the power of 2x? Definitely is 4e to the power of x, correct? Because you imagine like that. So you imagine like this. Okay, so the first one, you put e to the power negative 200. So this is 1 over e to the power 200. Correct? This is 4 times e to the power of 100, negative 100. I put my x at 100. So this is 4 over e to the power of 100. Definitely this is bigger than 1 over e to the power of 200. Am I right? So my y equal to e to the power of 2x minus 4e to the power of x minus 5 will tends toward what? Negative 5. Because this is 0 minus 0 minus 5. But the rest of the value will be more than negative 5 or less than negative 5. Less, because of this. You look, 1 over e to the power of 200 minus 4 over e to the power of 100. This will give you negative, am I right? You minus 5 some more. Isn't it more negative? Am I right? Hello?
Yep.
Can you comprehend? Okay, so that's why you need to imagine. So we say approach negative 5. Here is your y equal to negative 5. Approach, the rest of it is below here. So it approach negative 5 from below. So all the red color is you imagine, you understand? Okay. So are you okay? So far, so good? So therefore, the horizontal asymptote okay, who want to give me the answer? The horizontal asymptote is an equation. You have to tell me y equal to -5. If you give me just -5 and add an x, you are wrong. Do you get me? You have to say y equal to -5. Okay, now, you don't have your graphic calculator. For this question, why I didn't ask for range. The reason is because this function, there is a turning point. If you have a graphic calculator, later I will teach you how to sketch the graph. You will get a graph like that. So there is a lowest point here. We haven't learned how to find yet. Are you clear? So bear in mind, I purposely choose this is to let you know, because there are some students who ask me, teacher, can my graph cut the horizontal asymptote? The answer is a yes. You see this graph cut the horizontal asymptote, correct? The answer is a yes, but it cannot cut the vertical asymptote. Hello, young man with the check shirt. Are you awake? Thank you. It cannot cut the vertical asymptote because vertical asymptote is the value of x that make the function undefined. I mean, there shouldn't be a graph there. Are you clear? Okay, so from this example, there are two things to take away. Two things to take away from this example. That is, this one, very important, skill of how to solve question like that. If you see something very complex in maths, correct? You just let the whole thing be an alphabet, then solve for the alphabet first. Solve for the unknown, then only come back to the complex thing. Clear? This skill is a must to learn. You have to master it. I promise you, I will come out in SAT1. When the teacher said she promised will come out in SAT1, it means will come out, okay? If you don't believe me, you go and ask my August intake student. Okay, another thing to take away is how to find the horizontal asymptote. Please bear in mind, you have to study both directions. Hello, just now the person asked me to briefly describe. No one is going to tell you how to find. You yourself have to tell you how to find. Are you clear? Okay. Then another thing to take note is graph can cut the horizontal asymptote. You see it cut for this direction. Yeah. Any further question? No. So I'm going to give you another one that involves natural law. Okay. Question 2. Given y equal to fx equal to 3 minus ln 2x minus 3. Okay, A. Can you tell me what is the first question that I was at?
X-intercept and y-intercept.
No. Yes? Which one? Why you say domain? Just now you see, because ln. So when you see long function, you know it, your teacher definitely will ask you, find the domain for this function. Then what is the next question that will follow? Which asymptote? Yes, state. I will not say find now because the answer can get from A. State the equation of the vertical asymptote. Then what is the next one? Find the x exact value of the x-intercept and y-intercept. Next, describe the changes of y as x approaches three over two from the right. From right. Okay. And discuss this. So to do part A, you just have to remember what I told you. Whatever in the ln must be greater than 0. So whatever in the ln must be greater than 0. So x must be greater than 3 over 2. So you see, if this question is 2 marks, correct, in the exam, you don't show this step, you straight away write this, I will give you full mark. Because this can be calculated manually and mentally. So I can say x is a member of real number, and x is greater than 3 over 2. You don't have to do this working, you straight away give me, I give you full mark. So depend on individual. If you need to do step by step, go ahead and do it. You get me? Okay. So part B, when the question says state, you only have 1 mark. So the vertical asymptote is thank you, x equal to 3 over 2. All right? Okay, you see your x must be greater than 3 over 2. That means x cannot be 0. Correct? So that will determine how am I going to answer the y-intercept in part C. So let's do the x-intercept first. Put the y equal to 0. Yep. Bring the ln over. Okay. Left-hand side, single ln. Right-hand side is a number. You have the license to change to exponential. Okay. So your x will be e to the power 3 plus 3 divided by 2. This is the exact value. If you use your calculator and calculate, you will get approximate value. Are you okay? Okay. So the y-intercept, so I will say there isn't a y-intercept y. because x is greater than 3/2. X equal to 0 is not part of the domain. So x equal to 0 is undefined for this function. You get me? Enough. Please, the way to answer this, instead of doing this. And you say it's undefined. Please don't do this. This is not the right way to do. You refer to the domain and you say because of that. Are you clear? Okay, done. So describe the changes of y as x approaches 3/2 from the right. Why I say from the right? Okay, let me go to a graph. So now, if I sketch the graph, the vertical asymptote is here. 3/2. Correct? So the graph will appear here. I don't know whether it's top or bottom. The left of 3/2, there isn't any graph because that is not part of the domain. The function is undefined. So you approach 3/2 from the right. 3/2 is 1.5. So when I study about that, then I have to choose a value of x which is more than 1.5 but very close to 1.5. So I'm going to say as x approaches 1.5 from right. This word from right means tell you choose a value of x that is very close to 1.5 but more than 1.5. Do you get me? The word to the right. If left will be less. Okay, so what happened to, so which one must I talk about first? My function is y equal to 3 minus ln 2x minus 3. So I have to tackle which part first? 2x minus 3 or ln first? Two x minus 3 or ln first? I have to tackle how is the value of 2x minus 3 so that I can know the value of the ln of that things. Am I right? So what do you think? 2x minus 3 will approach what? Okay, 0. Agree? But it's still positive. Am I right? So you have to take note. 0 but positive. Correct? So you give yourself an example if you can. So when I say 1.5, so near to 1.5 from the right, I say 1.5, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. Can or not? Then I take away 3. This will be 1.5 times 2 is 3. Correct? So, so this one will be 0 0.000 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. All right. So that's why approach 0. So what happened to the value of ln 2x minus 3? For a number that is less than 1, the value of the ln will be negative. The closer is it to 0, the more negative it will become. Am I right? So it will tend toward negative infinity. Are you all following me? So therefore, my y, which is 3 minus ln 2x minus 3, will tends toward
Three
infinity.
plus infinity.
Is infinity. The reason is 3 minus negative infinity. So it becomes 3 plus infinity. Am I right? So therefore, all the red one is you imagine. So it will be infinity. So don't think that everything is negative infinity. Okay. So now this is what the question wants you to do. So I'm going to do one step extra. That is, I want to study what happened to this side. So this is extra. So as x tends toward infinity, 2x minus 3 will tend toward young man there, infinity. So ln 2x minus 3 still infinity. You are right. How about my y, which is 3 minus ln 2x minus 3 will tend to what? You have to decide negative or positive. Is it negative or positive? Definitely is negative infinity, correct? Am I right? Yes, correct enough.
Yeah.
Sure. You got doubt. I only got 3 ringgit. I owe the bank 3 trillion. So I owe the bank a lot of money, correct? So it tends toward negative infinity. So if from all these, when I sketch the graph, correct, the graph will go like that. Every time you put the vertical asymptote first, so the graph go like that. This one go to positive infinity, come down, go to negative infinity. So that is how the graph go. So next time you have your graphic calculator, you will know. So actually, all this limit and finding the turning point, right? Later we study in chapter 2, is a way to help us to sketch the graph without graphic calculator. Last time I took HSC in my pre-U, for my pre-U, we don't have graphic calculator. We have to sketch all this graph based on here. And our exam, the time also 2.5 hours. So you see how fast we have to work. When we sketch the graph, correct, we do all this, correct? We have to use about 3 minutes to sketch the graph. And it's not as simple as it's more complicated. Okay? So try to consolidate the characteristic of an exponential function and the characteristic of the natural log function. They have specific characteristics. So you have to remember how to get each one of them. And if you want to talk about limit, approaches infinity, this kind of thing, or approach from left or from right, you have to imagine. Yeah. Okay. Any further question?